Imagine a battlefield where pilots never enter the cockpit, where decisions are made at lightning speed, and where unmanned aircraft dominate the skies. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is the reality of UCAVs, unmanned combat aerial vehicles, transforming the future of air power. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are diving into one of the most revolutionary developments in modern warfare, the rise of UCAVs, or Unmanned Combat Aerial Vehicles. For decades, air power has been the decisive factor in conflicts around the world. Fighter jets, bombers, and reconnaissance aircraft have shaped outcomes of wars, projecting strength and control from above. But today, we are witnessing a new chapter in this story. UCAVs are no longer experimental machines. They are operational assets shaping missions in real time. These platforms are redefining what air superiority means, extending beyond traditional dogfights and bombing runs. With the ability to remain airborne for long durations, carry precision, guided weapons, and provide unmatched surveillance, UCAVs bring a new level of flexibility and persistence to modern militaries. Nations across the globe, from the United States to China, Israel, Turkey, and beyond, are investing heavily in these systems. They are cheaper to produce than advanced fighter jets, require no onboard pilot training, and can be deployed in high-risk zones without risking lives. In today's episode, we will explore UCAVs in detail, their history, technical specifications, battlefield capabilities, and the challenges and opportunities they bring to the future of warfare. So, stay tuned as we uncover how UCAVs are not just supporting manned aircraft, but in many ways beginning to replace them in critical missions, signaling a fundamental transformation in the role of air power. To truly understand UCAVs, we need to step back and look at their history. The roots of unmanned aircraft date back to World War I, with early experiments in remote-controlled planes. During World War II, drones were used primarily for training and target practice. But the modern era of UCAVs began in the late 20th century, particularly with the use of reconnaissance drones in conflicts like the Gulf War. The first combat strikes by drones came in the early 2000s, most famously with the U.S. Predator carrying Hellfire missiles in Afghanistan and Iraq. These early systems were limited in endurance and payload, but demonstrated a game-changing ability to strike without risking a pilot. From there, development accelerated globally. Israel became a pioneer in drone technology. Turkey showcased the power of affordable UCAVs in regional conflicts, and China invested heavily in indigenous programs. Each decade since has seen rapid evolution from basic surveillance to precision strike platforms, and now towards stealthy, autonomous systems. This historical trajectory shows that UCAVs are not an overnight innovation, but the result of decades of trial, error, and technological progress. They represent a fusion of aviation, computer science, and military doctrine, steadily building towards the advanced systems we see today. When we analyze UCAVs from a technical standpoint, their specifications reveal why they are so effective. UCAVs vary widely in size and capability, from medium-altitude long-endurance platforms like the MQ-9 Reaper to stealthy experimental drones like the X-47B. Generally, they feature advanced avionics, satellite communication systems, high-resolution sensors, and increasingly AI-driven autonomy. Payload capacity ranges from light precision guided munitions to larger bombs and missiles. Endurance is another key feature, with some UCAVs capable of flying more than 24 hours on a single mission. Speed varies, with some focused on loitering and surveillance, while others are designed for high-speed penetration into contested airspace. Stealth technology is increasingly integrated, reducing radar cross-sections and allowing drones to slip past advanced air defenses. What makes UCAVs stand out is their modularity. Many platforms can be configured for ISRs, intelligence surveillance, reconnaissance, electronic warfare, or precision strike roles, depending on the mission. This flexibility makes them highly cost effective and indispensable to modern military operations. These specifications not only highlight their effectiveness, but also show why global militaries are rapidly expanding their UCAV fleets as a core component of air power. One of the biggest advantages of UCAVs lies in their capabilities. Unlike manned aircraft, UCAVs remove the risk to pilots in hostile environments. They can operate in contested airspace, conduct high-risk surveillance, and carry out strikes without putting human lives directly in danger. UCAVs excel in intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance (ISR), providing commanders with real-time battlefield awareness. They also bring precision strike capabilities, hitting targets with minimal collateral damage. Furthermore, UCAVs can maintain loiter times far longer than manned aircraft, giving them persistence in monitoring or striking targets. Another growing concept is swarm operations, deploying multiple drones that can overwhelm enemy defenses and adapt dynamically to battlefield conditions. These advantages redefine what air superiority means, not only enhancing military effectiveness, but also reshaping doctrines of how wars are planned and fought. By combining persistence, precision, and protection of human lives, UCAVs are setting a new standard in modern combat operations that no military can ignore. UCAVs are not just about technology, they are about strategy. Militaries around the world are integrating UCAVs into their doctrines in unique ways. For example, the United States emphasizes global reach and precision engagement, leveraging platforms like the MQ-9 for both counterterrorism and conventional warfare. Israel has been a pioneer in drone warfare, using UCAVs extensively for surveillance and strikes in its regional conflicts. Turkey's Bayraktar TB2 demonstrated the power of affordable UCAVs in Libya, Syria, and the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, where it became a symbol of asymmetric advantage. China, on the other hand, is rapidly scaling its UCAV programs to challenge American dominance in the Indo-Pacific. These case studies highlight how UCAVs are reshaping not only tactics but also geopolitical balances. Their relatively low cost and ease of deployment make them attractive not just to major powers but also to smaller states seeking to level the playing field. Strategically, UCAVs offer persistence, flexibility, and deniability, factors that make them uniquely suited to modern hybrid and asymmetric warfare. Another fascinating aspect of UCAVs is their impact on human roles in warfare. Traditionally, air power relied heavily on skilled fighter pilots. But with UCAVs, the operator may be sitting thousands of miles away, controlling missions through satellite links. This distance not only keeps pilots safe, but also redefines the psychology of warfare. At the same time, advances in autonomy mean that future UCAVs may not require constant human control. Algorithms and AI will play larger roles in navigation, targeting, and even decision-making. This shift raises profound ethical and operational questions. How much authority should machines have in lethal operations? Can human oversight always be guaranteed? Despite these debates, the trend is clear. UCAVs are reducing reliance on traditional pilots and shifting the skill sets needed for air power from physical flying ability to technological expertise and system management. From a technological perspective, UCAV development is pushing boundaries in stealth, AI, and networking. Stealth UCAVs like the X-47B and Europe's Euron project are designed to penetrate advanced air defense systems undetected. Artificial intelligence enables drones to process vast amounts of sensor data, adapt to changing conditions, and even operate in swarms with minimal human input. Networking technologies allow UCAVs to function as part of a broader system, working alongside satellites, manned aircraft, and ground forces in a connected battle space. This integration is sometimes referred to as MUMT, or unmanned teaming, where drones act as loyal wingmen to piloted aircraft. These innovations point toward a future where UCAVs are not isolated assets, but integral nodes in a complex web of joint operations. The convergence of AI, stealth, and networking ensures that UCAVs will remain at the cutting edge of military aviation for decades to come. Despite their advantages, UCAVs are not without challenges and limitations. One major issue is vulnerability to electronic warfare and hacking, since UCAVs rely heavily on data links. Adversaries may attempt to jam or intercept their signals. Another challenge is survivability in highly contested airspaces with advanced air defense systems. While stealth designs can mitigate some risk, UCAVs still face limitations in speed and maneuverability compared to fighter jets. There are also political challenges. Drone strikes have raised controversies around civilian casualties, legality, and transparency, especially in counter-terrorism operations. Furthermore, proliferation of UCAV technology means that non-state actors and smaller militaries may gain access, raising concerns of regional instability. These limitations show that while UCAVs are powerful, they are not a one-size-fits-all solution. They must be used as part of a balanced force structure and with careful consideration of ethical and strategic implications. Looking at the future, UCAVs are expected to become even more integral to air power. Experts predict increased autonomy, with AI enabling drones to operate with minimal human input. Swarm tactics may redefine how battles are fought, overwhelming defenses with sheer numbers. Advances in propulsion may extend endurance further, allowing near-permanent surveillance over regions of interest. Integration with space assets and cyber warfare capabilities could make UCAVs part of a seamless multi-domain strategy. Furthermore, loyal wingman concepts where UCAVs fly alongside manned jets are already being tested, showing how drones will complement rather than fully replace pilots in the near term. These developments point to a future where UCAVs will not just be tools of warfare, but essential elements of national defense strategies worldwide, fundamentally altering the dynamics of global security. As we wrap up our deep dive into UCAVs and their role in the future of air power, it's clear that these systems are changing the face of warfare. From their historical origins to their cutting-edge technologies, UCAVs represent both opportunities and challenges for militaries worldwide. They reduce risks to human pilots, expand operational possibilities, and offer persistence and precision unmatched by manned aircraft. But they also raise ethical, legal, and strategic questions that the world must address as their use becomes more widespread. What we know for sure is that UCAVs are here to stay, and their influence on future conflicts will only grow stronger. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth analyses of defense and technology. Your support helps us continue bringing you neutral, fact-based content on the systems shaping our world today and tomorrow.